to the Josh Brown Fan Club. Actually, the Cricket Today podcast on Tuesday, January 23rd. Excited for another huge week of cricket. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy, also known as Josh Brown's #1 fan. Absolutely love him. I'm here with Marcus Bazzano. He's absolutely pumped and up and about as well. How you going, Marcus?
What an innings. Jesus, we'll get to it later, but this is just going to be the Josh Brown episode, I reckon.
Honestly, I want to set aside a good 30 minutes just to appreciate that innings, I reckon. We're also here with Leo Malal. He's a bit overwhelmed by all this heat chat. How you going, Leo?
Yeah, good, thanks. That's going. No, I'm pumped up too. What an innings last night. Harry Nielsen was great, 50 off 33. Good on him.
I'm definitely not talking about that one. Bloody Harry Nielsen.
I reckon Leo's getting a little bit lightheaded from heat, making it all the way to the BBL final.
This isn't even me. This is just a clone of me. It's all AI. So like I'm sleeping in my bed right now, and this is just another Leo taking over.
Oh, that's funny. I hope we didn't get permission to use Leo's AI. He should be working. That's bullcrap. Anyway, best time of year. The BBL final is set, so it's the Heat versus the Sixers after a crazy Challenger Final last night between the Heat and the Strikers. Some crazy records broken overnight, which we will get into, and a lot of stuff happening in the cricket world, which we absolutely love. Today, we're going to cover a huge wrap-up of that crazy Challenger Final between the Heat and Strikers last night. It was absolutely awesome. Go through the best BBL hundreds. Josh Brown obviously got a huge score, so we're going to go through some of the best BBL moments. Then the best final moments. So the finals tomorrow night, which we're checking our live stream as well. I'll have another reference to that, but we're going to do a live stream to that on Cricket Today AU all over the socials. So we're going to go through the best final moments today and then do a big live stream and show for that tomorrow. So let's get right into it, lads. The BBL Challenger Final always has weird names of all the finals, but that was the Challenger last night. Who is going to make the final? And we found out the Heat were absolutely awesome, Leo. What were the scores?
Yeah, well, I said yesterday that it was going to ride a lot on who batted first, and I thought the Heat. I didn't think they were going to make 200 plus. Let's just say that. I thought the Strikers' bowling would have kept him in line a bit more, but as we have mentioned and we'll keep mentioning because it was that bloody good, it was the Josh Brown show. 140 off 57. He led the way massively for the Heat. And look, he was probably due, right? Like he had a lot of no scores this tournament, and he's very much a hit or miss batsman. So I think it was just a combination of all these sort of non-starts just into one angry innings of I'm just going to absolutely dominate this Strikers bowling attack. And then, Lloyd Pope got smacked early after we talked him up, but I thought he brought it back nicely. Yeah. I think he went for 29 off 2 and then 2 for 39 off his 4, so did well to pull it back. And, Strikers they did all right with the bat, to be honest. It was just a shame that Josh Brown did all the damage before him. Nielsen was good with a 50. Might be wrong, but I want to say that's his first 50 in a big bash. He doesn't really make too many scores.
I'm pretty sure, that's right. His first ever 50, which is a bit stiff because they couldn't really win the game when he was batting, but he did really well. If they batted first, people would have talked up that innings a little bit more.
Yeah. And
Leo with the drive-by on Harry Nielsen.
I think I gave Harry Nielsen some drive-bys at the start of the season when you tipped him in your big bash team. I thought that was the worst call I've ever heard. But he did really well last night. Good on him, but he hasn't done well this season.
Yeah, and look, you just felt that sort of once the top 3 for the Strikers went out that it was just unachievable because that's where the runs were going to be made. And Spencer Johnson was the player to do that. He was phenomenal with 3 for 20, and then McSweeney chipping in with 3 for 3 off his 0.5 overs. But Stats Guy, let's talk about him more. Your favourite player, I reckon?
Yes.
Josh Brown.
I talked him up at the start of the season as my sort of rising star that's going to come through the ranks. He did absolutely nothing all season, just missed the start they were calling him. He'd get a 15, a 20, and then it might even be off 10 balls and he does nothing. But he absolutely turned it on, missed the stand and deliver. The bigger Jay Brown, I think he's the biggest Jay Brown in Australia at the moment. Get stuff, Jonathan Brown. Bring in Josh Brown. He's absolutely awesome. So I just want to go through some stats. I am the stats guy, and I probably don't bring enough stats. So why don't I go through a lot here? He got the equal second fastest BBL century. So the equal with Maxi off 41 balls. The most sixes hit by an individual in a BBL innings with 12. He was just hitting absolute bombs. The best ever BBL final score with 140. And the equal most runs in boundaries in BBL history. So he made 112 runs equal to Maxi, just off boundaries. He was not running twos. He was not running singles. I think he's just a stand to deliver. That they call him the Bison as well. So I think that was absolutely awesome. And then one other thing I want to touch on, he obviously is the second fastest ton. The fastest ton of all time is Craig Simmons, absolute truck for the Perth Scorchers back in the day. He tweeted, I just want to read this one out because I thought it was really funny. Reasonable ball striking from the little fella Brown. If you put some bit more meat on them bones, you might be able to get there next time. So I think that was an awesome tweet by Simmons. Brown's got a bit of size to him himself, but he's not the kind of truck Simmons. So I think no one's going to beat that Simmons record, I don't reckon, especially the way Brown was hitting them. I thought he could. But yeah, absolutely awesome and one of the best BBL innings of all time. And I talked him up at the start of the season. He's finally delivered. So I'm very happy with the Bison. Also, apparently his bats are getting sold very quickly now. He makes his own bats, the Bison bats. He was using it last night. The stickers actually look really cool. Yeah, so I think they'll be flying out the window now. It's absolutely awesome.
You going to buy one, Stats Guy? Or?
Oh, I've already bought 3. Yeah. I don't even play cricket at the moment, but I might make a comeback. I can't stand to deliver like him. I'd just be happy to hit it off the square.
Josh Brown, he's literally like that guy in the threes who just comes in, the big fat bloke who comes in and then just hits bombs. And if his head's in the sky, then his stumps are falling over. But what an innings it was this time around.
Oh, insane.
But we'll give some love to the bowlers. We know a lot of them got smacked last night, particularly the strikers bowlers. But it just has to be Spencer Johnson, doesn't it? 3 for 20. He got the top 3 of the Adelaide Strikers batsmen out, and he led the way. Even when it was a tough score to chase, he still needed to bowl well, and he certainly did that. So Jaffa of the night goes to Spencer Johnson.
Ooh, also, I think McSweeney's, if you look at just the figures and you weren't watching the match, he's stiff with 3 for 3. I found out his average in BBL 13 now is 1. His bowling average is just 1 because he's gotten 3 for 3. But he did literally get the easiest 3 wickets you'll ever see. It was real Sunday cricket vibe of getting the tail out. And he just had to bowl because Nisa was a bit sore. So his average will look pretty good. What do you got to finish off this wrap-up, Leo?
Well, yeah, you touched on McSweeney's 3 for 3. That's where we go for the moral victory of the night. He's chucked himself on as captain to wrap up the tail and somehow taken 3 for 3. It's like when you're playing club cricket and you've got your 2 big steaming fast bowlers just bowling dot after dot, beating the outside edge countless times. They can't hit it off the square, and then the pie chucker comes on and gets a wicket with a full toss. It's very much got
that was my
Stats knows that feeling.
Oh, trust me, I used to do that all the time. You get 5 maidens in a row, I'd get hit for 15, but then after that 15, I get 2 wickets, and everyone's like, "Come on!"
And yeah, just also want to shout out the rest of the Heat team, combining for 66 runs between them, and even then, McSweeney made half of those. So they just really relied on Josh Brown last night. And I must admit, when I saw the score of when Josh Brown went out, I thought the Heat were on track for 240, potentially even 250, but they just sort of collapsed in the end. Luckily, it didn't mean much, but yeah, it was just a bit of a moral victory, I guess, in terms of them absolutely doing nothing and still winning.
Yeah, well, you're right. If Josh Brown only made sort of 80 odd, that could have been a really close finish. They're sort of lucky he went big. I think Ricky Ponting said when he made 50, Ricky Ponting on the commentary goes, all right, 50 doesn't mean much in a big final. You need to make a big score. Hopefully he can make 80 plus. And then he makes a 140 and Ricky's like, okay, he must have heard me because he did really well. But he's right. That Heat, you mentioned it yesterday, Leo, the Heat batting lineup is not great. So they were a bit lucky there. They really need to improve as a whole team because I don't think Josh Brown can do that in back-to-back games for them to win that one. All right, that's our wrap-up of the challenge. It was absolutely awesome. One of the, I wouldn't say the best finals because the Strikers got smashed, but some of the best hitting we'll ever see in cricket. So that was awesome. Let's get into a blind ranking. We haven't done one of these for a while, but Leo, you've got one for Marcus and I. I'm a bit nervous because we like to stuff these up.
Yeah, well, just after Josh Brown's innings last night, we're going to have a look back at the best BBL centuries, and I just want you to blind rank them. That's all, gents. Nothing too pressurized. But yeah, the first one, we touched on it, Craig Simmons, 102 off 41 in 2014. So this is the fastest century at the time, 100 off 39 balls.
Ooh, 100 off 30. It's got to be up there if it's the fastest
I feel like putting it 2 just because there's
going to be some bigger scores.
Bigger moments and bigger scores.
I'm happy with 2. He has to be in the top 2 or 3 just because it's the fastest ever. And I just remember, sort of like Josh Brown, standing to deliver. It was at the old Wacker as well. The crowd was going off. I remember that match. Yeah, I'm happy with 2 as well, Marcus. Yeah,
we got to save number 1 for Bubba Azam if he's in this.
He didn't play.
Bubba, where the hell's that come from? Number 2, Josh Brown's performance last night. Where does it rank?
Oh, 1. No, not 1.
Honestly,
it could be. There's a couple of 140s and 50s, but that he was quick. So Maxi will be up there. Stoinis will be up there
in a final.
In a final.
When the Heat's batting lineup is literal poo.
Do we just chuck it 1? Because
we'll chuck it 1. We'll chuck it 1.
Love it.
Recency bias. The young bias. Come on.
All right. Highest BBL score ever. Maxi's 154 not out of 64 against the Canes in 2022.
Oh, this was nuts.
Has to go 3.
Has to go 3, I think. I think we've got the 3 best right off the bat, and I feel like there's going to be more that we've forgotten about.
Off the top of my head, yeah.
Those are the 3 I was thinking off the top of my head, so there's going to be 2 that were like, oh, crap. But, we'll have to go 3. Go 3.
Well, I thought this one was pretty good. Ben McDermott's 114 of 52. This was against the Renegades in 2017. This was the highest team chase in the BBL, so they were chasing 222 at Marvel. Ben McDermott, no one really knew who he was, and he came out and just smoked them.
Are we just going to have to put this in order here? Is this just going to
should we just go 5 to change it up a bit? So we're not going 4 or 5, or do we chuck it 4?
We'll chuck it 4 because it was the biggest run chase in BBL history. There's a meaning behind it, a lot of pressure. You needed to make that score, and he did.
All right, we'll go 4. I feel like we've got this bang on, and then maybe the last one's going to curveball from the table. Look.
No, I think you've done well here, gents. In number 5, Marcus Stoinis is 147 not out of 79 against the Sixers in 2020.
I remember that one.
Yes. That was obviously has to go 5, but that was wasn't that a meaningless game? I'm pretty sure.
If it was stars involved.
If Marcus Stoinis delivered, it must have been.
Bloody hell, that's true.
I reckon we did pretty good there, Stats Guy.
We did well. I remember that Stoinis one. Is that the one where he put his helmet on his bat?
Yeah.
That was the weirdest thing, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I loved it.
That was like his signature. I think he made another 100. He did the same. He put the helmet over the bat. Sort of like Chris Gale holding his bat, that someone else faces it upside down. There's been a few.
Everyone holds their bat when they make a century, Stats Guy.
Sorry, I was recreating it in my head. Do they? I haven't made one, so I don't know. I've made a couple of 50s, definitely not 100, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, I think we did pretty well there. Top 5 was all right. Simmons 2, Josh Brown recency bias 1, so I don't mind that. What do you reckon? How did we go there?
Yeah, love it. So just to recap, Josh Brown in 1, Simmons in 2, Maxi 3, McDermott 4, and Stoinis 5. You know what? I think that's pretty good. Maybe Maxi a bit higher, but...
Yeah, I was thinking maybe spot Maxi and Simmons, but...
Nah, he got the fastest ever. I love him, Craig. Simmons, the truck.
All
right, I think we did pretty well there. That's a bit of a fun blind ranking. Before we get into the next part, we're going to quickly look at some news. We don't often do this, but there was a lot going on yesterday in the cricket world. First of all, I'll start off with, and maybe you guys can touch on this a bit more. Maxi in trouble for a drunken incident with some other cricketers. He ended up in an Adelaide hospital. Marcus said before the show, maybe that's why he's not the Stars captain anymore. Something happened. So that was about a week ago. Just recently he pulled out as Stars captain as well. He was at a gig, of Brett Lee's band's gig, 6 and Out, with some cricketers, some West Indian cricketers, some Aussie cricketers. So probably having a bit of fun, but hopefully Maxi's okay if he's in hospital, and hopefully it's nothing too serious, lads.
Yeah, it was really convenient that I think he let go of being Stars captain only a few days ago when this incident happened a week before. So I'm thinking it probably is correlated. But yeah, no, really weird, wasn't it? I think he was also in Adelaide at the time for the celebrity golf tournament.
Yep.
That was happening down there. So we know that Maxi loves to play a bit of golf. So interesting. Not golf cart related this time, but I know what to change my BBL team name to next season.
Oh, what's that?
Something bar related.
6 and Out.
Like Barbara Azam.
Barbara Azam. Oh, that's a great one.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Ooh.
That was bad. That was
I don't know why I liked it. It probably was really bad.
Well, we'll pull off to the next bit of news, shall we? Yeah, we'll get off topic here. Will Pucovski. We'll touch on him. Obviously, he got struck in the head again playing the other day and had to come off. And seriously, like, it's come to the stage where he just really needs to retire just for the better of himself, doesn't he? If it keeps happening to him, something's going to happen further down the line, if not already the amount of times he's been hit in the head.
100%.
He just needs to stop.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the footage actually, but he's lost confidence and technique of playing that pull shot. Literally, when you're obviously playing a pull shot, you're going to try and come across really fast. He didn't duck and he didn't really play a shot. He just did a half shot. It's like when he's getting facing bounces at the moment, he's lost all his confidence and technique. And if he's playing like that as a top order batsman and they know they can bowl, I feel like he needs to stop it. Something bad could really happen. He actually was okay. Apparently, he passed all the concussion protocols because it hit him in the jaw. But he really needs to. I think if he keeps playing, one of my mates said this the other day, Cricket Australia might have to sort of intervene and go, Will, seriously, if something happens here, we'll be in trouble. You'll be in trouble for your whole life or things like that. So hopefully, I don't even really know how to tackle this. But if anyone watches that footage of him playing that short ball, I'd be worried. Yeah, I don't know about. Did you see that one, Leo?
Yeah, it's a shame to see, isn't it? I think obviously long-term health comes first here. And when it's happened this many times, we just hope that everything is okay with him going forward and hopefully, the right decision gets made for him.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a generational talent. It's such a shame to see when Australia need an opener.
Oh, absolutely.
He would have slotted perfectly straight in there, but we got to put cricket aside for a second and talk about this bloke's health and mental health by being hit in the head so many times. He just needs to hang up the bat, I reckon.
Yeah, I feel like he won't, but we'll see because he keeps getting cleared of concussion stuff. But yeah, we'll find out and hopefully he's all right. Lastly, another news. We got some sad news actually, but that's all right. Kohli's put. Oh, actually, I don't care about this one. Kohli's put. That's a bit harsh. Kohli put out of the first two tests against England for personal reasons. So you got Kohli out for India, obviously, and then you got Harry Brook out for England. That's two big outs. Obviously, Kohli's a bigger out because he's one of the best players ever. But this could be a really interesting test match. England haven't been in the best form in all formats, but maybe with Kohli out, that evens it up. Is it in England? Is that right? President India. I can't remember now.
Obviously, I think it might be in India.
Oh no, sorry, it's in India. Yes. So yeah, definitely evens it up a little bit. Obviously, Kohli's an absolute jet. What do you reckon? Who's going to win this series, lads? Especially with Kohli out. What do you reckon?
India are going to absolutely storm this series.
Yeah,
I'm predicting like a 4-1 series win for India, something like that. Yeah. They're just way too good, aren't they? I know they're giving them a little bit of hope with Virat Kohli out, but geez, they've got some incredible batsmen and some incredible bowlers that I don't think, especially on this pitch, Indian pitches as well, Bazball is not going to go down well.
No.
So India for me, easily.
What do you reckon, Leo? Look, I don't really care who wins. I just want Bazball to fail, to be honest. I want 3 innings. I want 3 innings where Bazball doesn't make over 50 so they can just shut up and be like, Bazball, just shut up. It's not going to work. That's all I want. I don't care who wins this. I just don't want them to make runs. That's my
what about the moral victories? No, I'm joking. Yeah, you're right. I think if it was in England, they might have a sneaky chance, but in India, you're right, Marcus. Bazball, there could be a record amount of stumpings in this test match, the way they play and the way it spins there. So it would be interesting to see how they can combat the spin. And yeah, it'd be interesting without Kohli. It's weird it'll be weird to watch India without Kohli. He's hardly ever takes time off. So hopefully he's all good. All right, so that's some news. There's so much going on in cricket at the moment. We absolutely love it. We're going to have another look, and we're going to go through one moment each, but the best BBL final moments of all time ahead of the Heat versus Sixers tomorrow night. We're going to look back at some of the best moments of all time. So you want to start us off, Leo, with your favourite final moment?
Yeah, I got in early and claimed this one, but the infamous Stars choke in 2019 to the Gade. So I think we touched on this maybe a few weeks back when we were ranking Melbourne derbies. But The Renegades batting was very, very bleak. They scraped to 145, and then Stoinis and Dunk were on fire. It was one of the best BBL opening partnerships. I'm just kidding. It wasn't. It had Ben Dunk in it. But they got to none for 93, I believe, and they just absolutely crumbled. 7 for 19. Renegades bowling was, pretty strong at the time. That was probably where the strength lied. And, as a Renegades fan at the game, it was a great experience to see. And it's a bit sad that they haven't done anything since.
Oh, at least they have a title over the Stars who don't have any. So that was nice.
Can't keep bringing that up. That's it's ages ago now. We gotta make finals now.
Fair enough. As long as the Stars aren't making finals as well. But no, you're right. They definitely need to bounce back and get back into the finals. Really love that one. 7 for 19. That's just an insane finals effort. What about you, Marcus? What's your favorite final moment?
Well, it's cute that you guys put some stuff into the run sheet because this is just the best BBL Finals moment of all time, possibly the best 2020 cricket moment of all time. I'm just putting it out there, and it's Brett Lee's final over in the BBL 04 final. I want to say the Scorchers versus Sixers. Brett Lee's final over in cricket. The Scorchers need 1 run off the final 3 balls. Brett Lee comes storming in. He gets Moises, not Moises Enriquez. He clean bowls Nathan Coulter-Nile, who was coming in at 7, and then he clean bowled Sam Whiteman with the second last ball, and with the final ball of the Big Bash season. Got to even see who hit this. I don't even know who hit this.
It was Arafat, wasn't it?
Arafat, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Arafat. Yeah. Arafat goes for a quick single. Ball chucked in, and Moses Enriquez, who just got to take it cleanly, knock over the stumps, and he fumbles the ball and loses the title for the Sydney Sixers. And the chainsaw didn't come out for a third time from Brett Lee, but it just has to be the best BBL Finals moment of all time. It's clear.
That is up there, and I wish I read my one before you because mine is not as good as that. But that moment is awesome. Yeah, I can't back that up. I've just got a bit of recency bias, and I love when rising stars go really well in the big moments. I'm going BBL 12, very, very recent. Last year, Perth Scorchers against the Heat. The Heat put up 175, I believe. Yeah, and that was pretty solid score. The Scorchers were going okay. You had Ashton Turner 53 off 32, but then he got run out, and everyone's thinking, they still need 41 runs off not too many balls, and they need to go at a pretty good pace. In comes Nick Hobson, in comes Cooper Connolly. I believe it was Cooper Connolly's first ever Big Bash game, and then he quickly turned into a Perth legend. Him and Hobson saved the day. They had 41 off the last 18 balls. It was absolutely awesome. They got the job done, the Scorchers. I know we're sick of the Scorchers on this show of winning, but it was awesome to see sort of the Scorchers rely on their big name. Sorry, not rely, but they use their big names to win those sort of big games. And it was awesome to see Connolly and Hobson, who aren't the biggest of names, to just take over and win a Big Bash final. Especially young guy Connolly in his first game just hitting absolute bombs at Optus Stadium, and the crowd was going absolutely nuts. So that's probably my favourite moment. But yeah, I'm a bit annoyed I didn't get the other 2 in there because they'd be up there as well, the ones you guys said. So especially Brett Lee's chainsaw. I wish they won that game actually because there would have been a third chainsaw. He would have had a big night. Too many songs from 6 and out, I reckon. So
did you have a wicket celebration when you were bowling Stats Guy?
I didn't have a wicket celebration. I did get on one knee like Nathan Lyon to appeal sometimes and get down and get the umpire's ear.
That's a sight to see, jeez.
Nah, I don't think I did that many times. I don't think I had a celebration. Nah, I didn't do a Sue or Renata Sue or anything like that. I'm trying to think about No, I don't think so. I was pretty low key. Actually, I say that probably wasn't, but didn't have a proper celebration. It was just celebrate when I can get a wicket. What about you? You bowl as well. Do you have a celebration?
No, I wouldn't say I have a celebration. I just get the hand in a fist. Just classical under celebration.
I want to come down actually to do the Stars around the corner from me and watch you do a Brett Lee chainsaw. I reckon that would be pretty cool.
Called out the cricket club there, Stats Guy.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah.
Marcus just tells the batsman where the change room is when he gets them out.
So honestly, the bloke that I got out on my second ball when I was on a hat trick a couple of weeks ago, the previous week, that day he was really getting on my nerves because we had rain and the pitch was so soft I could literally, it was a sponge, just putting my in it, they just wanted to keep it playing, and they made us stay till about 8 o'clock at night to finish that.
Oh, what?
The game. That was the guy. Yep. And he goes, "Oh, Jill, this is fine." And then he comes in the bat, and I get him out first ball, clean ball.
Oh, good stuff, mate. Yeah. See you later. Marcus, send off Bazzano.
I'm not big for send offs, but if I was going to send off someone, geez, he would have been the bloke.
Nice. I'm gonna come down and film you. I reckon you send off every player you get out. We'll have to film you and see what happens.
That guy just wants to film Marcus at a cricket game.
Just wait till today's stats guy when I'm gonna bowl you and.
Oh, bowl me bounces. Bowl me some bounces, mate. I love a pull shot. We'll see how we go. All right, that's it for the Cricket Today show. We're going off on a bit of a tangent there about our own cricket that probably no one wants to hear about. That's a bit funny. We'll be back with this tomorrow. We've got a huge final preview between the Heat and the Sixers. Absolutely pumped for that. I'll be barracking for the Heat, I think, because they're just the underdogs. I love a good underdog story. So get right around the show. Subscribe on your podcast apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. Like and review it, would you? Chuck a follow to Cricket Today and Cricket Today AU all over the socials. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Chuck a follow to Football Today and Football Today AU for your world football needs. We talked a lot about the EPL, a lot about FA Cups coming up, Asian Cup, AFCON, bit of everything. Matildas players that are playing overseas, so get around that as well. Send in any questions via the socials, anything you want us to chat to us about. Barbara Azam's #1 fan. He somehow snuck it into today's show. I don't know how he did that, so get on the comments around him. That's it, I think. Thank you, Marcus.
Cheers, Stats Guy.
Thanks, Leo.
Thanks, Stats Guy. I think we need to actually get some fanboys ourselves. I think you've got Josh Brown, but I need to get someone.
You've got Chowdhury, I reckon, is up there.
Chowdhury. Oh, I feel like we're claiming Chowdhury as a trio. Yeah, well, we'll see.
I reckon Leo's more of a Chowdhury hater.
Oh, what are you talking about? Don't say that about Chowdhury.
You put him in as captain in round 1 because you thought he was and he wasn't going to play.
I don't think he was shit. I thought he was a great player and the Hurricanes were going to overlook talent.
Always rated him.
Always backed him in.
Oh, bloody hell, that's very funny. All right, I think we got to wrap it up there. This is getting absolute nonsense. Thanks to me as well. Thanks to Jared for producing. That's another episode of Cricket Today done. We're out.